smile. The smile. And the new. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself this Saturday. I'm probably gonna get some pizza, just enjoy some good old boxing. Now, I've said on the channel for a while, the heavyweight division is back. I just watched Anthony Joshua, Charles Martin title fight. It was televised by Showtime and Sky Sports, and I want to give my breakdown on what I've seen. First of all, shout out to both. It was a tough test for both of them on paper, and Anthony Joshua came out victorious. He knocked out Charles Martin, former IBF champion, in 2 rounds, and he basically made it look easy. So I'm going to break down the fight. It's not that much to break down, but I just want to talk some boxing, some good old-fashioned boxing. Now, again, props to Anthony Joshua. And also Charles Martin. Charles Martin didn't have to defend against an undefeated guy with all knockouts, anything like that. And he especially as a champion didn't necessarily have to do it over in the UK. So I give him props for even taking the test. Some people might laugh, haha, he got knocked out and stuff like that, but I'm not here for that. He at least had the stones to fight overseas and test himself, and he just came up on the short end of the stick. Now, Anthony Joshua, round 1, I liked how he looked a bit looser. When he fought Dillian Whyte, he looked a bit robotic. He looked stiff. He's clearly muscular and clearly big as hell. Like this dude, like I'm looking at him next to Charles Martin, he just looked diesel. He looked huge. But he's clearly buff and muscular or whatever. But in Dillian Whyte and portions of that, I think he fought and looked muscle bound. He looked like slow and just like he looked like what you would perceive a muscle bound fighter, someone who's that big. He's like a comic book action figure type of big. And he just looked like that in the Dillian Whyte. But this fight, he looked a lot looser and a lot more fluid. Again, it didn't last long, but from what I've seen, and it could have been from the bad blood with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte was talking a lot of shit about him, and he beat him in the amateurs. So there's a lot of immense pressure psychologically because Dillian Whyte knocked him down, beat him in the amateurs, was talking a gang of shit, saying he's a scumbag and stuff like that. So he might have been kind of tight from that, like literally, like tight from just the pressure and wanting to hurt the dude, Dillian Whyte. So maybe that got him out of his comfort zone and he wasn't as relaxed. I don't know. But in this fight, round 1, he came out and I thought both fighters showed each other respect. Like you watched the first minute and 20, that both guys didn't really, they were like kind of reluctant. And I like Joshua, he was composed. He started, like, it looked like he was jabbing to the body, just throwing some punches out there. But as round 1 progressed and he opened up with a couple singles, nothing too devastating, nothing right on the button, but those shots that he landed, some might have been partial, some might have been like grazing or whatever. I seen a reaction. Like if you really study boxing like I do, you get to see mannerisms and stuff like that. And to me, from what I've seen in there, this dude Anthony Joshua's power is absolutely the real deal, because Charles Martin wasn't even getting touched proper, pause, in that first round. Like he was getting hit with some shots and you seen a look on his face, like almost a bewilder, like what the fuck was that? Like, you know what I'm saying? What type of power is this? Like he looked bothered, and it was nothing that was really just connecting in like the worst. It wasn't like a temple shot or anything like that. So I do believe in AJ's power. I've told people a while, this kid is something. I think he's something. He has a ceiling. He can definitely grow in the sport, and it's just exciting, man, to see heavyweight boxing back and kind of taking over. You have Kenan Briggs, let's go champ, and David Haye, and he made a comeback. And then you got Luis King Kong Ortiz, looks like a problem. AJ looks like a problem. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Klitschko. I mean, I'm getting excited because this was another fun heavyweight fight courtesy of Anthony Joshua. I enjoyed the Dillian Whyte fight. Now back to the fight breakdown. Round 2, he kind of picked up where he left it off, and what had happened is Anthony Joshua was able to time his shot, and he caught Charles Martin in transition. Charles Martin was trying to like step to the side, and he just caught him with the right. He dropped, and even that shot, I mean, I got to watch the replay, but it connected, definitely connected, but it wasn't the most flush shot known to man. That's my point, and that's how you know, because I've talked to tons of fighters and stuff, and when guys really got cracks like that, when they got power, immense amount of power, shots that hit you on the arm, shots that don't even have to land perfectly, put you down or hurt and bother you. And he caught him in transition. Charles Martin fell, and he looked dazed and confused. He was on the canvas. The ref was counting him out, counting down. He gave him a long count. The ref, I think he got up to 9, and he finally got back up. And then he wasn't on steady legs. Charles Martin got back up, and Anthony Joshua came at him calm, collected, composed, which is what I like to see, instead of just trying to jump on him and then run into some, like if you look at Pacquiao versus Marquez 4, Pacquiao clearly was winning the last 2 rounds before he got knocked out, especially the round they were in. Marquez looked like he had a broken nose almost, but he ran into a shot being reckless. So I don't like, even when you have the most dangerous man or foe is the one that's wounded, like a wounded animal. Like if there was like a wounded dog in an alley and it like got stabbed or something, and you try to like corner it and confine it, that's probably the most dangerous. Or a bear. I've seen bears with their foot in bear traps and people walk by, man, they'll take your head off. So I like how Joshua was composed and didn't just necessarily jump on him, wait for your shot to come. And that's something that a lot of people don't do, because especially in heavyweight division, you jump on the man even though he's on unsteady legs and he clocks you right, hit you with an uppercut, something you don't see, then now you get knocked down. Now you both share knockdowns and you rattled and dazed. So I like Joshua's composure in that second round after the knockdown. He didn't just pounce on him recklessly. He timed his shot and hit him with another straight right down the pipe. He went down, and then basically the ref had seen enough. The ref was just like, nah. I guess it looked like some people were probably going to say it was a disputed ref stoppage, but I mean, it looked like he was on the verge of getting destroyed. He looked bothered by some shots partially landing in the first round. In the second round, he got floored twice and got up on a 9 count, right? Then he got back up on the second one. He popped up, and it just, the ref is right there. You look in his eyes, he might have seen something. He didn't look focused, and like it looked like it was imminent, to be honest. And if I feel it's a premature stoppage, I would tell you that, but I don't think this in no way, shape, or form was a premature stoppage. It looked like the ref was kind of saving the fighter. It didn't look like Charles Martin had the legs. I mean, it's a telltale sign when you get knocked down and then the next punch they hit you with, like literally, I think the very next punch that connected, Charles Martin went back down. That's not a good sign. That means I've seen that happen where a guy will get knocked down with a great shot, and then the second punch barely touches him and he's falling all over the ring. Like look at like Kovalev Pascal, that first shot that got him in trouble, and then you barely touch him and he's like, oh, like drunk and falling all over the place. So I really think it was just kind of, I think it was a rightful stoppage. That's to bottom line. Lots of heavyweight action. Props to Anthony Joshua once again. I worried about this fight going the distance. What would his stamina look like? I did not get to see that, but as he develops, hopefully he gets smarter. And it looks like I seen an adjustment from his Dillian White fight to this. He didn't look like he was he looked like he was pacing himself a bit better, where he wasn't just gonna try to fight reckless and off emotion and stuff and gas out. So it looks like he's learning, and that's all we can ask of a fighter. Now, I normally give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly, but based on the performance and how short the fight was, I don't really have anything bad to say about either guy. I mean, Charles Martin, it was his first title defense. He was in there with the undefeated powerhouse with all knockouts. So, I mean, salute to him for at least going overseas and challenging himself. And then as far as Joshua's performance, I mean, he made adjustments from the Dillian White fight to this, and he won via second round knockout. So, I mean, there's nothing to really take down. There's nothing really to, like, criticize. He did what he had to do. It's not like he was getting hit with crazy shots he wasn't supposed to. It didn't look like he was fatigued. He looked like he was in phenomenal shape. Props to him. So that's how I called this fight. Let me know what you guys think. And new IBF champion Anthony Joshua, a star is born, and the heavyweight division just keeps getting better and better. Lots of matchups, and I'll do future videos on those. Drop it in the comment section, share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.